Emma stood behind the counter of her small café, Hope and Hearth, running her fingers over the smooth, well-worn wood. Located in a cozy neighborhood on the outskirts of Chicago, the cafe was more than just a business. It was her tribute to the grandmother who had inspired her love for cooking. Every corner of the cafe held a memory. The mismatched teacups on the shelves were her grandmother's favorites, and the old black and white photographs on the walls showed moments from her childhood spent in her grandmother's kitchen. 6 months ago, Emma had left her job at an upscale restaurant downtown. The high-pressure environment, coupled with the endless competition, had drained her passion for the culinary arts. Opening her own cafe had been her dream for years, a place where she could serve simple, heartfelt dishes that carried a piece of her family's legacy. But reality was proving to be far more challenging than she had anticipated. The cafe's tables, adorned with small vases of daisies, were mostly empty. On social media, the few reviews she had received ranged from lukewarm to critical. "Decent food, but nothing special," one comment read, "cutting like a knife." Emma often found herself wondering if she had made the wrong decision. That morning, as she adjusted a vase on a table, the door opened, and the familiar sound of the bell brought a small smile to her face. "Morning, superstar chef," called out Ben, one of her few regulars. A graphic designer who worked nearby, Ben was in his early 40s, with an easygoing demeanor that made him one of her favorite customers. "Morning, Ben," she replied, her smile warming slightly. "The usual?" "You know it," he said, sliding into his usual seat near the window. "And maybe throw in a little extra magic today. I'm feeling optimistic." As she prepared his coffee, Ben chatted about his latest project, his enthusiasm filling the quiet cafe. Emma appreciated his visits, not just for the company, but for the sense of normalcy they brought. When Ben left with his coffee to go, the cafe fell silent again, the stillness amplifying her doubts. The rest of the day crawled by. A couple of customers came in, mostly locals curious about the new spot, but it wasn't enough to make a dent in her growing pile of bills. By the time the sun began to set, Emma was locking up for the night with a heavy heart. Tomorrow, she whispered to herself, her breath visible in the cool evening air. Tomorrow will be better. The streets were quiet as Emma locked the door to her cafe. The evening was cold, with the wind biting through her coat as she adjusted her scarf. She was tired, her mind clouded with worry about how to turn things around. As she pocketed her keys and began walking home, a movement at the edge of her vision caught her attention. Seated on the sidewalk near the cafe was a young woman, huddled against the cold with a tattered backpack clutched tightly to her chest. Her clothes were worn, and her short, dark hair stuck out from under a knit hat. Emma hesitated, torn between concern and caution. "Are you okay?" she asked, taking a step closer. The woman looked up, her eyes shadowed with fatigue. "I'm fine," she said quietly, though her shivering hands betrayed her words. "I just needed a place to rest for a bit." Emma's heart clenched. She could see the pride in the woman's posture, even as her circumstances seemed to weigh heavily on her. Without thinking too much, Emma unlocked the cafe door again. "Wait here," she said before stepping inside. She returned a moment later with a steaming cup of tea and a small plate of bread. "It's not much, but it's warm," she offered. The woman hesitated, then accepted the food with trembling hands. "Thank you," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. Emma sat down on the step next to her, careful not to intrude. "What's your name?" "Riley," the woman replied after a pause. "And don't worry, I'm not staying here long. I don't have anywhere to go tonight." Emma studied her for a moment. Riley couldn't have been more than 25, and though she looked tired and worn, there was a spark of something in her eyes, resilience, perhaps, or defiance against whatever circumstances had brought her here. "I have a small room in the back of the cafe," Emma said finally. "It's not fancy, but it's warm. You can stay there tonight if you want." Riley's eyes widened in surprise. I don't want to be a burden." "You won't be," Emma assured her. "Everyone needs a little help sometimes." That night, after Riley had settled into the small back room, Emma walked home feeling a strange sense of peace. For the first time in weeks, she wasn't consumed by her own worries. Helping Riley, even in such a small way, reminded her of something her grandmother used to say: kindness is never wasted. As she drifted off to sleep, Emma couldn't help but wonder if their meeting had been a coincidence or something more. The next morning, the soft hum of the coffee machine filled the cafe as Emma prepared for the day ahead. The warm aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingled with the faint chill still lingering from the early hours. As she adjusted the chairs and placed fresh daisies in their vases, she heard a noise coming from the back room. Riley stepped into the cafe, her steps hesitant. She was wearing the same worn jacket from the night before, her short dark hair tousled and her eyes heavy with sleep. "Good morning," Emma greeted with a kind smile, holding back any hint of pity. "Morning," Riley replied, her voice quiet but steady. "Thanks for letting me stay. I didn't mean to intrude." "It's no problem," Emma said, pouring 2 cups of coffee. "I figured you could use a warm start to the day." As they sat down at one of the tables, the sunlight began filtering through the cafe's windows, casting a soft glow on the wooden surfaces. Riley cradled the mug in her hands, her posture guarded but less tense than the night before. "Where are you from?" Emma asked, breaking the silence. "Detroit," Riley said after a moment. "I came here hoping for a fresh start, but things didn't work out like I planned." She glanced down at the table, her fingers tracing the edge of the mug. "But I'll figure it out. I always do." Emma nodded, recognizing the determination in Riley's tone. "Chicago isn't easy, especially when you're starting over. But everyone needs a little help now and then. I know I did when I first opened this place." Riley looked up, curiosity flickering in her eyes. "This cafe is yours?" "Yeah," Emma said with a small laugh. "It's not much, but it's mine. I opened it in honor of my grandmother. She taught me everything I know about cooking and about resilience." As the conversation unfolded, Emma found herself opening up in ways she hadn't expected. She shared stories of her grandmother's unwavering spirit, of how she had left a high-profile job to chase a dream, and of the challenges she faced every day just to keep the cafe alive. Riley listened intently, her guarded expression softening. "I think it's brave," Riley said finally. "Doing something that matters to you, even when it's hard." Emma smiled, her heart warming at the sincerity in Riley's words. "Thanks. That means a lot." Later that day, as Emma prepared for the lunch rush, Riley offered to help. "I'm not great in the kitchen, but I can wipe tables or something," she said, trying to sound casual. Emma hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Sure. Start with those over there." Riley moved quietly through the cafe, cleaning tables and straightening chairs. As she worked, she occasionally glanced at the small drawings framed on the wall near the counter. Emma noticed and asked, "Do you like art?" Riley nodded. "I used to draw. Haven't done much of it lately, though." A spark lit in Emma's mind. "You know, I've been thinking about adding something unique to the cafe. Maybe we could showcase local art or host small events. It might bring in more people." Riley raised an eyebrow. "You think that would work?" "It's worth a shot," Emma said, her tone hopeful. "And maybe you could contribute something." If you want. Riley didn't respond immediately, but a faint smile tugged at the corners of her mouth. For the first time in a long while, she felt like she might have something to offer. Over the next few days, the cafe took on a new rhythm. Riley became a quiet but steady presence, helping Emma with small tasks and offering occasional ideas. One morning, as Emma was rearranging the display case, Riley approached her with a sketchpad in hand. "I've been working on something," she said, her voice tinged with both excitement and nerves. Emma set down the tray of muffins she was holding and gestured for Riley to sit at one of the tables. "Let's see it." Riley opened the sketchpad to reveal a series of intricate pencil drawings. They ranged from cityscapes to abstract designs, each piece filled with emotion and depth. Emma stared at them, her eyes wide. "Riley, these are incredible," she said sincerely. "You have a real gift." Riley shrugged, though her cheeks flushed with pride. "They're just sketches. I don't think anyone else would care about them." "I care," Emma said firmly. "And I think others will, too." Inspired by Riley's talent, Emma decided to dedicate a small corner of the cafe to art. She cleared out a section near the windows and worked with Riley to hang some of her sketches. They framed a few pieces and added soft lighting to highlight the display. "This is just a start," Emma said as they stepped back to admire their work. "But I think it's going to be something special." The art corner quickly became a talking point among the cafe's regulars. Ben, ever supportive, was one of the first to notice. "Wow, look at this," he exclaimed, standing in front of Riley's sketches. "This place keeps getting better." Riley smiled shyly, still adjusting to the idea of her work being on display. As the days went on, Riley began to feel more at home in the cafe. Her reserved demeanor gave way to moments of laughter and creativity. She suggested hosting an open mic night for local poets and musicians, an idea that Emma found both exciting and nerve-wracking. "I've never done anything like that before," Emma admitted. "Neither have I," Riley said with a grin. "But it could be fun." With renewed energy, they began planning the event. Riley designed flyers and distributed them around the neighborhood, while Emma experimented with new recipes to serve that night. Ben helped spread the word online, using his graphic design skills to create a digital poster. The evening of the event arrived, and the cafe buzzed with anticipation. The tables were filled, the art corner drew admiring glances, and the small makeshift stage near the counter was set for performances. Emma looked around, feeling both nervous and proud. As the first poet took the stage, the crowd fell silent, their attention captivated. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the raw energy of creativity and community. Emma couldn't help but smile as she glanced at Riley, who was standing near the art corner, her eyes bright with excitement. By the end of the night, the cafe felt transformed. Customers lingered, complimenting Emma on the food and praising Riley's artwork. One of the performers approached Emma before leaving. "This place is amazing," he said. "It feels like a home away from home." Emma's heart swelled with gratitude. For the first time in a long while, she felt like she was on the right path. The success of the recent cultural event had breathed new life into Hope and Hearth. The cafe buzzed with an increasing number of patrons, eager to experience the warm atmosphere and the unique blend of art and cuisine. Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose, but beneath her optimism, an undercurrent of tension began to surface. One crisp Monday morning, as Emma was meticulously preparing for the day, the familiar sound of the cafe bell jingling announced an unexpected visitor. She looked up to see Ricardo standing in the doorway. He was a tall, impeccably dressed man in his late 40s, with slick-back silver hair and piercing blue eyes that seemed to scrutinize every detail of the cafe. His presence immediately set Emma on edge. "Emma," Ricardo greeted smoothly, stepping inside with a confident stride. "It's been a while." Emma forced a polite smile, though her heart raced with a mix of anxiety and unease. "Ricardo, what brings you here?" Ricardo approached the counter, his gaze lingering on the art-adorned walls and the bustling activity. "I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by." "How's business?" Emma straightened her apron, trying to mask her apprehension. "It's going well, thank you. We've had some great events lately." Ricardo nodded slowly, his expression unreadable. "I can see that. In fact, I heard about your little art exhibition. Very impressive." Before Emma could respond, Ricardo's demeanor shifted subtly. There was a glint of something, perhaps rivalry or resentment, in his eyes. "You know, Emma, I've been considering expanding my own ventures. Opening a new restaurant downtown. High-end, much like the place we used to work together." Emma's stomach tightened. The memories of their partnership were filled with ambition and camaraderie, but it had soured abruptly. "That sounds exciting, Ricardo. Congratulations." Ricardo leaned in slightly, lowering his voice. "I'm sure it will be a success. Unlike some ventures that struggle to find their footing." His words were veiled but unmistakably cutting. Emma clenched her jaw, maintaining her composure. "Every business has its challenges. We've been overcoming ours pretty well." Ricardo straightened up, his smile returning but lacking warmth. "Of course. You always were the optimistic one. Just remember, Emma, the culinary world is unforgiving. Best to stay ahead of the competition." With that, Ricardo turned and walked towards the exit, leaving a lingering sense of tension in his wake. Emma watched him go, her mind racing. There was no doubt Ricardo was here with an ulterior motive. As the day progressed, subtle signs of sabotage began to surface. Emma noticed that her regular suppliers were becoming less reliable, citing vague reasons for delayed or canceled orders. When she tried to address the issues, they were stonewalled with excuses. The first sign of trouble came when a prominent supplier informed her that they could no longer provide certain high-quality ingredients essential for her signature dishes. Emma couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. She decided to confide in Ben, her loyal regular and friend. Ben was a graphic designer in his early 40s, with a friendly demeanor and a knack for seeing through superficial facades. "Ben, have you noticed anything strange lately?" Emma asked as he sipped his coffee. Ben frowned thoughtfully. "Now that you mention it, a few people have mentioned hearing rumors about the cafe. Some are saying the food quality is dropping, even though I know that's not true." Emma sighed, frustration mounting. "I think Ricardo is behind this. Ever since he showed up, things have been off. Suppliers are backing out, and now these rumors. It's like he's trying to undermine everything I've built here." Ben nodded sympathetically. "I've seen how hard you've worked, Emma. Maybe it's time to fight back. Use your community support. People love this place because of you." Encouraged by Ben's words, Emma reached out to Camila and Mariana for assistance. Camila, the talented artist who had become an integral part of the cafe, immediately offered her support. Mariana, a respected food critic known for her fair and insightful reviews, agreed to investigate the rumors and write a positive piece about Hope and Hearth to counteract the negativity. As the days turned into weeks, Ricardo's sabotage efforts intensified. Fake negative reviews began appearing online, targeting the cafe's food quality and hygiene standards. Emma felt the weight of each new comment, her confidence waning under the barrage of unfounded criticism. Determined not to let Ricardo win, she threw herself into her work, striving to maintain the high standards her grandmother had instilled in her. One evening, after a particularly long day filled with back-to-back orders and dealing with supplier issues, Emma found herself exhausted and disheartened. Camila noticed her friend's fatigue and approached with a comforting smile. "You've been pushing yourself too hard, Emma," Camila said gently. "Let me help you. We can organize another event, something that will remind people why they love this place." Emma looked up, a flicker of hope returning to her eyes. "You really think that could make a difference?" Camila nodded firmly. "Absolutely. We need to show everyone that Hope and Hearth is still the vibrant, welcoming space it's always been. Let's plan something big." Together, they brainstormed ideas for an event that would capture the essence of the cafe and rally the community around Emma. They decided on a themed evening that combined live music, art, and storytelling, highlighting the cafe's role as a cultural hub. Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose as they began organizing the details, their collaboration strengthening the bond between them. Meanwhile, Mariana's investigation uncovered the truth behind the rumors. She reached out to several suppliers and former partners, uncovering discrepancies and motivations that pointed directly to Ricardo's malicious intent. Armed with this evidence, Mariana prepared a glowing review that not only praised the cafe's quality and atmosphere, but also subtly addressed the recent challenges Emma had faced, framing them as temporary setbacks that the resilient owner was overcoming. The day of the event arrived, and Hope and Hearth was transformed into a lively venue. The art corner was filled with new works by Camila and other local artists, while a small stage hosted musicians and storytellers who captivated the audience with their performances. The community came together in support of Emma, their presence a testament to the impact she had made. As the evening unfolded, Emma felt a surge of gratitude and determination. The event was a resounding success, drawing in both old and new patrons who appreciated the cafe's unique blend of art and cuisine. Mariana attended the event, observing everything with her keen eye. At the end of the night, she approached Emma with a warm smile. "This place is truly special," Mariana said sincerely. "I'm going to write a feature on Hope and Hearth. It's clear that your passion and dedication have created something remarkable here." Emma felt a wave of relief wash over her. With Mariana's support and the unwavering backing of her community, she knew she could withstand Ricardo's attacks. The review went live the next day, garnering positive attention and dispelling the false rumors that had threatened her business. Ricardo, witnessing the resurgence of Hope and Hearth, realized that his efforts to sabotage the cafe were futile. The community's loyalty and the genuine love people had for Emma's vision were too strong to be swayed by his schemes. Defeated, he ceased his attempts to undermine her, leaving Emma to focus on what truly mattered, her dream and the legacy of her grandmother. As the weeks turned into months, Hope and Hearth flourished. The cafe became a beloved spot in the neighborhood, known not just for its delicious food but also for its vibrant cultural events and welcoming atmosphere. Emma's resilience and the support of her friends had proven that true success was built on authenticity and community. With the threat of Ricardo's sabotage now behind her, Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose. The positive review from Mariana had not only dispelled the rumors but also attracted a new wave of customers eager to experience the acclaimed cafe. However, Emma knew that maintaining this momentum would require continuous effort and creativity. One afternoon, as Emma and Camila were brainstorming ideas for upcoming events, Camila suggested something that immediately sparked Emma's interest. "Why don't we host a community art fair? We could invite local artists to display their work, have live music, and maybe even offer some workshops. It would be a great way to celebrate the arts and bring more people into the cafe." Emma's eyes lit up. That's a fantastic idea. It aligns perfectly with what we've been trying to do, create a cultural hub here. Let's do it. They spent the next few weeks organizing the art fair. Camila reached out to artists and performers in the neighborhood, securing their participation. Emma coordinated with vendors and local businesses to provide food and beverages, ensuring that the event would be both vibrant and well-supported. Ben, ever the creative force, designed promotional materials and managed the cafe's social media presence, generating buzz and excitement around the upcoming event. As the day of the art fair approached, Hope and Hearth was abuzz with activity. The cafe was transformed into a lively venue, with art displays set up along the walls and tables, a small stage for performances, and booths where attendees could purchase handmade crafts and artisanal goods. The atmosphere was electric, filled with anticipation and the collective energy of the community coming together to celebrate creativity. On the morning of the event, Emma arrived early to oversee the final preparations. She moved through the cafe, ensuring that every detail was perfect. Camila was busy coordinating with the artists, helping them set up their displays and offering support wherever needed. Ben was managing the influx of visitors, welcoming them with his usual friendly demeanor. As the sun began to rise, the first guests started arriving. The cafe quickly filled with people, each one contributing to the vibrant tapestry of the event. Local musicians took the stage, their melodies blending seamlessly with the hum of conversations and laughter. Children darted between booths, their faces lit up with excitement as they admired the colorful artworks and sampled the delicious treats on offer. Among the attendees was Mariana, the food critic who had recently written a glowing review of Hope and Hearth. Intrigued by the success of the cafe's recent events, she had decided to attend the art fair to experience it firsthand. As she wandered through the displays, admiring the diverse range of artworks and engaging with the artists, she found herself genuinely impressed by the creativity and passion that permeated the space. Emma, Mariana called out as she approached the counter, where Emma was busy serving refreshments. "This is incredible. The atmosphere is fantastic, and the art is truly inspiring." Emma smiled, feeling a surge of pride. "Thank you, Mariana. We wanted to create something that brings people together and celebrates local talent." Mariana nodded appreciatively. "You've definitely succeeded. It's clear that Hope and Hearth is more than just a cafe, it's a community space that fosters creativity and connection." As the day unfolded, the art fair continued to thrive. The collaboration between Emma, Camila, and Ben had created a seamless and enjoyable experience for everyone involved. Visitors marveled at the talent on display, while artists and performers basked in the supportive and appreciative environment. Towards the evening, as the sun began to set, Emma found herself standing at the front of the cafe, watching the last of the guests leave with smiles on their faces. The event had been a resounding success, exceeding all of her expectations. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that she had managed to create something meaningful and impactful. As the final notes of a local band's performance echoed through the cafe, Mariana approached Emma once more. "I've written an article about today's event," she announced. "It's going to highlight not only the incredible art and performances, but also the unique role that Hope and Hearth plays in our community. I think it will bring even more recognition to your cafe." Emma felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. "Thank you, Mariana. That means a lot." With the article soon to be published, Hope and Hearth received an influx of new customers eager to experience the acclaimed art fair. The positive exposure solidified the cafe's reputation as a cultural hub, attracting artists, musicians, and art enthusiasts from all over the city. Amidst the growing success, Emma noticed a shift in her own confidence. The challenges she had faced over the past months had transformed her into a stronger and more resilient leader. She realized that her grandmother's teachings had not only shaped her culinary skills, but had also instilled in her the courage to persevere through adversity. One evening, as Emma and Camila were cleaning up after another successful day, Camila approached her with a thoughtful expression. "Emma, I've been thinking. What if we make these events a regular thing? Monthly art fairs, live music nights, maybe even cooking workshops. It could keep the momentum going and continue to bring the community together." Emma considered the idea, feeling a surge of excitement. "I love it. It would give us something to look forward to and keep the cafe vibrant. Let's start planning for the next one." As they continued to brainstorm and delegate tasks, Emma felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the support system she had built around her. Ben's unwavering loyalty, Camila's creative genius, and Mariana's fair-minded critiques had all played crucial roles in the cafe's resurgence. Together, they had turned Hope and Hearth into a beacon of hope and creativity in the neighborhood. As the months passed, the cafe thrived, each event building on the success of the last. Emma's dedication to maintaining high standards and fostering a welcoming environment paid off, earning her recognition within the culinary and local art communities. The cafe became a beloved fixture, known not just for its delicious food but also for its ability to bring people together through shared experiences and artistic expression. One evening, as Emma sat at the counter reflecting on how far she had come, Riley approached her with a grateful smile. "Thank you for everything, Emma. I don't know where I'd be without your kindness and support." Emma reached out, giving Riley's shoulder a reassuring squeeze. "You're always welcome here, Riley. You've brought so much to this place." Riley nodded, her eyes shining with appreciation. "I feel like I've found a second home." As Emma looked around at the bustling cafe, filled with laughter, conversation, and the vibrant energy of the community, she knew that she had truly created something special. Hope and Hearth was more than just a cafe. It was a testament to the power of resilience, the importance of community, and the enduring legacy of love and kindness. Despite the recent successes, Emma couldn't shake the lingering unease brought on by Ricardo's unexpected visit. His presence had stirred old tensions, and now it seemed he was determined to undermine everything she had worked so hard to build. Over the next few weeks, subtle yet persistent challenges began to surface. One Monday morning, as Emma was meticulously preparing for the day, her phone buzzed with a message from her primary supplier. The text read, "Apologies, Emma, but we're unable to fulfill your order this week due to unforeseen circumstances." Emma frowned, knowing this was unusual. She quickly called back, but the supplier offered vague excuses and no immediate solutions. Emma couldn't ignore the pattern emerging. Shortly after, she noticed a decline in foot traffic, with fewer new faces entering the cafe. Some regulars mentioned seeing negative comments about Hope and Hearth on social media, accusing the cafe of declining quality and inconsistent service. The first sign of trouble was becoming clear. Ricardo was behind this. Determined not to let Ricardo's sabotage succeed, Emma reached out to Ben for support. Ben, ever the loyal friend and graphic designer, immediately offered his assistance. "We need to counteract these rumors and restore confidence in the cafe," he suggested. "Let's organize another event, something bigger and more impactful." Meanwhile, Ricardo's actions didn't stop there. He began making veiled threats, visiting the cafe under different pretenses and leaving behind subtle signs of his disdain. Emma found herself dealing with unexpected issues daily, suppliers backing out, equipment malfunctioning, and a general sense of frustration mounting. One afternoon, as Emma was grappling with another supplier cancellation, Ben walked in with a determined look. "I've been thinking," he began, pulling up a chair. We need to expose Ricardo's tactics. If we can prove he's sabotaging us, it might turn the tide in our favor. Emma nodded thoughtfully. But how? We don't have any concrete evidence yet. Ben smiled confidently. Leave that to me. I'll dig into his background and see if I can find anything that links him to these disruptions. In the meantime, we need to reinforce our community ties. Let's remind people why they love this place. With renewed determination, Emma and Ben set to work. They intensified their efforts to engage with the community, hosting impromptu performances and offering special discounts to loyal customers. Camila also stepped up, using her artistic talents to create eye-catching displays and promotional materials that highlighted the cafe's unique offerings. As they worked tirelessly, Emma couldn't help but feel a sense of solidarity. The challenges they faced were significant, but the support from her friends and the community gave her the strength to persevere. She often thought back to her grandmother's words, "In the face of adversity, hold on to hope and let it guide you." One evening, after a particularly long day, Emma sat down with Camila and Ben to review their progress. The cafe was starting to regain its momentum, but Ricardo's shadow still loomed large. "We're making progress," Camila said, her eyes bright with optimism. "But we need to stay vigilant. He won't give up easily." Just then, Ben's phone buzzed with a notification. He glanced at the screen and his eyes widened. "I think I found something," he announced. "Ricardo has a history of unethical business practices. He was involved in a lawsuit a few years back for defamation against a former business partner. It looks like he's trying to replicate that behavior here." Emma felt a surge of hope. This is exactly what we needed. Let's compile this information and present it to the authorities. If we can prove his malicious intent, we can put an end to his sabotage. With Ben's evidence in hand, Emma decided to take action. She scheduled a meeting with local authorities and presented the case, detailing Ricardo's pattern of behavior and providing the gathered evidence. The authorities took the matter seriously, initiating an investigation into Ricardo's activities. In the meantime, Emma continued to focus on improving the cafe. She introduced new menu items inspired by her grandmother's recipes, incorporating seasonal ingredients to keep the offerings fresh and exciting. The cafe's reputation began to rebound as word spread about the positive changes and the community's unwavering support. One afternoon, as Emma was finalizing a new dish, she received a call from the authorities. "Miss Thompson," the officer on the line began, "we've reviewed the evidence you provided. It appears Ricardo has a history of these types of actions. We're taking appropriate measures to ensure he can no longer interfere with your business." Emma felt a wave of relief wash over her. "Thank you," she replied, her voice filled with gratitude. "This means a lot." With Ricardo's interference officially addressed, the cafe could finally focus on what mattered most, its community and the legacy of her grandmother. The support from loyal customers, the creative energy brought by Camila, and the unwavering friendship of Ben had all played crucial roles in overcoming this hurdle. As Emma hung a new framed photograph of her grandmother on the cafe wall, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment. "We did it," she whispered to herself, a smile spreading across her face. "We really did it." With Ricardo's sabotage efforts officially thwarted, Hope and Hearth entered a new phase of growth and stability. The cafe thrived, becoming a beloved fixture in the community and attracting a diverse clientele. Emma felt a renewed sense of purpose, her confidence bolstered by the support of her friends and the resilience she had discovered within herself. One sunny Saturday morning, Emma arrived early to prepare for the day ahead. The cafe was already buzzing with activity as regulars chatted over their morning coffee and new faces began to filter in, drawn by the cafe's growing reputation. As she arranged fresh pastries in the display case, Emma reflected on how far they had come. Camila walked in, carrying a stack of colorful flyers. "I've been working on promoting our upcoming art workshops," she said, handing Emma a handful of flyers. "We should start advertising more aggressively. Maybe partner with local schools and community centers." Emma nodded enthusiastically. "Great idea. Let's get these out and spread the word. The more people we can engage, the stronger our community becomes." As the day progressed, the cafe continued to fill with customers eager to experience the vibrant atmosphere and delicious food. Emma took pride in each new dish she created, infusing her grandmother's traditional recipes with modern twists. The positive feedback from customers was overwhelming, and Emma felt a deep sense of fulfillment knowing that she was not only preserving her grandmother's legacy but also creating something uniquely her own. During a lull in the afternoon rush, Ben approached Emma with a thoughtful expression. "I've been thinking about expanding our online presence," he began. "We could create a blog featuring recipes, behind-the-scenes stories, and profiles of our regular customers. It would be a great way to connect with people who can't visit in person." Emma considered the idea, recognizing its potential. "That's a fantastic idea, Ben. It would help us reach a wider audience and showcase what makes this place special. Let's get started on that." Meanwhile, Camila had successfully organized the first art workshop. The event was a hit, with attendees excited to explore their creativity and learn new techniques. The workshop not only brought in additional revenue but also strengthened the cafe's reputation as a hub for local artists and art enthusiasts. One evening, as Emma was closing up, she found herself reflecting on the journey so far. She thought about the challenges they had faced, the friendships that had formed, and the unwavering support from the community. Hope and Hearth had become a symbol of resilience and creativity, a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of staying true to one's dreams. As she was about to leave, Emma noticed a young woman sitting at one of the tables, sketching in a notebook. Her eyes met Emma's, and she offered a shy smile. Emma felt a pang of recognition. This was Riley, the young woman she had taken in months ago. "Hey, Riley," Emma greeted warmly, walking over to her table. "How are you doing?" Riley looked up, her eyes shining with gratitude. "I'm doing much better, thanks to you. I've been busy with some art projects and even started selling a few pieces online. I wanted to thank you properly for giving me a place to stay." Emma smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "I'm so glad to hear that. You've brought so much to this cafe, Riley. Your art has inspired everyone here." Riley blushed, clearly touched by Emma's words. "I couldn't have done it without your kindness. This place feels like a second home to me now." As they chatted, Emma realized that Hope and Hearth was more than just a cafe. It was a community, a place where people could come together, support one another, and grow both personally and professionally. The cafe had become a beacon of hope and creativity, much like her grandmother had always envisioned. One afternoon, Mariana walked into the cafe, her presence bringing a sense of accomplishment to Emma. "Emma," she called out, holding a copy of her latest publication. "I just published your feature in the Sunday Times. It's a beautiful piece, highlighting the unique spirit of Hope and Hearth and your incredible journey." Emma felt a rush of pride and relief. "Thank you so much, Mariana. Your support means the world to me." As the weeks turned into months, Hope and Hearth continued to flourish. The cafe hosted regular art workshops, live music nights, and community events that drew people from all walks of life. The blog Ben had helped create became a popular destination for food lovers and art enthusiasts, further expanding the cafe's reach and influence. One evening, during a particularly busy event, Emma took a moment to survey the bustling cafe. Families laughed over shared meals, artists discussed their latest projects, and musicians strummed their guitars on the stage. The atmosphere was alive with creativity and connection, embodying everything her grandmother had taught her about the power of community and love. As the last of the customers left and the cafe began to quiet down, Emma and Camila sat together, reflecting on their journey. "We've come a long way," Camila said softly, her eyes filled with gratitude. "I never imagined how much this place could grow." Emma nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "We've created something truly special here, Camila. It's a testament to what can happen when you combine passion, resilience, and a supportive community." Just then, Ben walked in, holding a freshly printed copy of the latest blog post. "Thought you might want to see this," he said, handing it to Emma. The article praised the cafe's unique blend of art and cuisine, highlighting its role as a cultural hub in the community. Emma felt tears welling up in her eyes. "Thank you, Ben. This is incredible." As she read the article, Emma realized that Hope and Hearth had become more than just her dream. It was a living legacy, a place where hope and creativity thrived, and where people could find solace and inspiration. She knew that the challenges they had faced had only made them stronger, and that the future held even more possibilities. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind brimming with ideas, Emma looked forward to the continued growth and success of Hope and Hearth. The cafe had not only honored her grandmother's memory, but had also become a beacon of hope for everyone who walked through its doors. The sun was setting over Chicago, casting a golden hue across the skyline as Hope and Hearth buzzed with its usual evening activity. Emma felt a sense of accomplishment as she watched patrons enjoy their meals and engage in lively conversations. The cafe had become a beloved spot in the neighborhood, a testament to her resilience and the unwavering support of her friends. However, amidst the harmony, a familiar tension lingered in the back of Emma's mind. Ricardo's attempts to sabotage the cafe had been relentless, but recent efforts had significantly weakened his influence. Mariana's glowing review had counteracted most of the negative rumors, and the community's support had only grown stronger. Yet, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that Ricardo was not yet done. One evening, as the cafe was winding down after a busy night, the bell above the door jingled again. Emma glanced up to see Ricardo standing in the doorway, his presence immediately altering the warm atmosphere. He was impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, his silver hair neatly combed, and his piercing blue eyes scanning the room with calculated intent. "Emma," Ricardo greeted smoothly, stepping inside with a confident stride. "Long time no see." Emma took a deep breath, maintaining her composure. "Ricardo, what brings you here tonight?" Ricardo approached the counter, his gaze lingering on the bustling cafe. "I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd drop by to see how you're doing." His tone was deceptively friendly, masking the underlying tension. Emma set down the tray she was holding and faced him directly. "Doing well, thanks to the community's support and your help earlier, Ben." She nodded subtly towards Ben, who was finishing up a conversation with a customer. Ricardo's smile didn't reach his eyes. "I heard about your recent events. Very impressive. You've managed to turn things around quite nicely." Emma felt a surge of determination. "Yes, we have. Thanks to everyone's hard work and dedication." Ricardo leaned in slightly, lowering his voice. "But you know, success often attracts unwanted attention. There are always new challenges on the horizon." Emma stood her ground, meeting his gaze unflinchingly. "I'm prepared for whatever comes my way." This cafe is more than just a business to me, it's a community. Ricardo straightened up, his expression shifting to one of feigned concern. Of course. Just remember, Emma, the culinary world is unforgiving. It's easy to lose sight of what truly matters amidst the chaos. Emma remained calm, her resolve unwavering. I've learned to prioritize what's important, and I'm confident in the path I'm on. Ricardo nodded slowly, his demeanor unchanged. Very well. I wish you continued success. It's always inspiring to see someone follow their passion so wholeheartedly. With that, Ricardo turned and walked towards the exit, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease. Emma watched him go, her mind racing. There was no doubt that Ricardo was still a threat, but she felt stronger than ever, bolstered by the support of her friends and the community. The following days were a whirlwind of activity. Emma, Camila, Ben, and Mariana worked tirelessly to reinforce the cafe's positive reputation. They hosted more events, introduced new menu items, and continued to engage with the community both online and offline. Each effort further solidified Hope and Hearth as a cornerstone of the neighborhood. One afternoon, Ben approached Emma with a determined look. I've been digging into Ricardo's background, and I found something, he said, handing her a folder filled with documents. He was involved in a lawsuit a few years ago for defamation against a former business partner. It seems he has a history of using underhanded tactics to get what he wants. Emma flipped through the documents, her eyes narrowing as she read the details. This is exactly what we need, she said, her voice steady. If we can prove he's been sabotaging us, we can take legal action and protect the cafe from any further harm. With Ben's evidence in hand, Emma decided to confront Ricardo once more, this time with the backing of solid proof. She scheduled a meeting with the local authorities, presenting the case against Ricardo. The officials took the matter seriously, initiating an investigation into his activities and uncovering more instances of his unethical behavior. Meanwhile, the cafe continued to thrive. The community's support never wavered, and Emma felt a deep sense of pride as she watched Hope and Hearth become a vibrant hub for artists, musicians, and food enthusiasts. Camila's art flourished, with her pieces regularly featured in the cafe's displays, and Mariana's reviews consistently highlighted the cafe's excellence and community spirit. One evening, as Emma was closing up, she received a call from the authorities. Miss Thompson, the officer began, we've reviewed the evidence you provided. It appears Ricardo has a pattern of malicious intent. We're taking appropriate measures to ensure he can no longer interfere with your business. Emma felt a wave of relief wash over her. Thank you, she replied, her voice filled with gratitude. I appreciate everything you've done. With Ricardo's interference officially addressed, Emma could finally focus on what truly mattered, her dream and the legacy of her grandmother. The cafe's reputation continued to soar, attracting new customers and earning accolades from local food critics and community leaders alike. One bright Saturday morning, Emma stood at the front of the cafe, watching as a large group of neighbors arrived for another art workshop. The cafe was alive with creativity and laughter, embodying the spirit of hope and resilience that had brought it to life. Camila was guiding a group of children in painting, her passion evident in every brushstroke, while Ben managed the logistics and Marianne ensured that everything ran smoothly. As Emma looked around, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The challenges she had faced had only made her stronger, and the support from her friends and the community had been invaluable. She knew that the cafe was more than just a business, it was a testament to what could be achieved through perseverance, collaboration, and unwavering faith in one's dreams. That evening, as the sun set over the city, Emma stood outside Hope and Hearth, taking a moment to reflect on her journey. The cafe had grown beyond her wildest dreams, becoming a beacon of hope and creativity in the neighborhood. She thought of her grandmother, whose teachings had guided her every step, and felt a deep sense of gratitude for the legacy she was continuing. As she watched the last of the customers leave, Emma felt a sense of peace settle over her. The battles she had fought had been hard, but they had only strengthened her resolve. Hope and Hearth was thriving, and she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them head-on, with the support of her friends and the unwavering spirit of her grandmother guiding her every step. Hope and Hearth had become a cornerstone of the community, its walls echoing with laughter, creativity, and the comforting aroma of Emma's culinary masterpieces. The cafe's success was a blend of passion, perseverance, and the unbreakable bonds Emma had formed with her friends and patrons. As winter approached, the cafe remained a warm refuge from the chilly Chicago nights, a place where people could gather, connect, and find solace in each other's company. One crisp December morning, Emma arrived early to prepare for the day. The cafe was adorned with festive decorations, twinkling lights, garlands of greenery, and handmade ornaments crafted by Camila and local artists. The scent of freshly baked cinnamon rolls filled the air, mingling with the rich aroma of spiced lattes. Emma felt a sense of contentment as she arranged the pastries on the counter, knowing that this season would bring even more joy and community spirit to Hope and Hearth. As she set the final touches, Camila walked in, her cheeks rosy from the cold. "Looks beautiful," she said, her eyes sparkling with pride. "Everyone's really embracing the holiday spirit." Emma smiled, feeling a surge of gratitude. "It's all thanks to you and the team. We couldn't have done it without everyone's effort." Just then, Ben entered, carrying a stack of flyers. "Good morning, Emma. I've got the final designs for the holiday menu and the upcoming New Year's event. They're ready to go out to our mailing list and post on social media." Emma took the flyers, admiring Ben's handiwork. "These look amazing, Ben. Thank you for taking care of this." As the morning unfolded, the cafe filled with the usual steady stream of customers. Families stopped by for their morning coffee, friends met for catch-ups, and artists and musicians found inspiration within the cafe's welcoming walls. Emma moved seamlessly between the kitchen and the counter, her presence a calming force that kept everything running smoothly. Later that afternoon, Mariana arrived for a scheduled lunch meeting. She had become a regular presence at Hope and Hearth, often stopping by to sample new dishes and provide insightful feedback. Today, however, her demeanor was more formal, hinting at an important announcement. "Emma," Mariana began, settling into a chair at the counter, "I have some exciting news to share. Your feature article on Hope and Hearth is set to run in the upcoming issue of the Chicago Tribune. It's a comprehensive piece that highlights not only your culinary talents but also the incredible community you've built here." Emma felt a rush of excitement and pride. "That's fantastic news, Mariana. Thank you so much for your support." Mariana nodded, her expression warm. "It's well deserved. Your story is inspiring, and I believe it will resonate with many readers. I'm confident it will bring even more positive attention to the cafe." As Mariana left to prepare for her article, Emma couldn't help but feel a profound sense of accomplishment. The journey had been long and fraught with challenges, but every obstacle had only reinforced her determination to make Hope and Hearth a beacon of hope and creativity. That evening, as the cafe prepared for the holiday rush, Emma received a message from the local community center. They wanted to collaborate on a charity event, using the cafe as a venue to raise funds for underprivileged families. Emma immediately agreed, seeing it as an opportunity to give back to the community that had supported her so steadfastly. The days leading up to the event were filled with planning and coordination. Camila designed promotional materials, Ben managed the social media campaigns, and Emma worked on creating a special menu that would attract donors and attendees alike. The event, titled Warm Hearts, Warm Homes, was set to feature live music, art displays, and a silent auction, all aimed at supporting those in need. On the morning of the event, Hope and Hearth was a hive of activity. Volunteers arrived early to set up decorations and arrange tables for the auction items. Emma, Camila, and Ben worked tirelessly, ensuring that every detail was perfect. The cafe was transformed into a festive haven, with twinkling lights, elegant table settings, and an inviting ambience that welcomed everyone who walked through the doors. As the first guests began to arrive, Emma felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Families came together to enjoy the festivities, artists showcased their work, and the community united for a common cause. The event was a resounding success, raising substantial funds for the charity and further cementing the cafe's role as a pillar of the neighborhood. Throughout the evening, Emma interacted with guests, sharing stories and listening to their experiences. She watched as people connected over shared meals and meaningful conversations, her heart swelling with pride at the impact Hope and Hearth had made on their lives. Towards the end of the night, Mariana approached Emma with a beaming smile. "Your cafe is making a real difference," she said. "This event was incredible, and I'm sure my article will highlight that beautifully. People need to see the positive influence you're having on the community." Emma felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes. "Thank you, Mariana. It means the world to me." As the last of the guests left and the cafe began to quiet down, Emma sat down with Camila and Ben, reflecting on the evening's success. "We did it," Camila said softly, her eyes shining with gratitude. "We really made a difference." Emma nodded, feeling a profound sense of peace. "This is just the beginning. There's so much more we can do, and I'm excited for what the future holds." Just then, Riley walked in, her face bright with excitement. "Emma, I have some news," she said, taking a seat beside her friend. "I've been accepted into a local art gallery's upcoming exhibition. They loved my pieces and want to showcase my work alongside other talented artists." Emma beamed at Riley, her heart full. "That's amazing, Riley. I'm so proud of you." Riley smiled, her eyes glistening with joy. "I couldn't have done it without you. This place has been my inspiration and my home." As Emma watched Riley leave to prepare for her exhibition, she realized that Hope and Hearth had become a catalyst for so many positive changes. It wasn't just her dream anymore, it was a thriving hub where dreams were nurtured, friendships were forged, and the community found a place to come together and grow. One quiet evening, as Emma sat alone in the cafe, she took a moment to reflect on her journey. She thought about the challenges she had faced, the friends who had supported her, and the community that had embraced her vision. The legacy of her grandmother was alive and well, not just in the recipes and decorations, but in the spirit of hope and resilience that permeated every aspect of the cafe. As she looked around at the bustling cafe, now filled with even more patrons and vibrant energy, Emma felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Hope and Hearth was more than a cafe. It was a living legacy, a testament to the power of perseverance, community, and unwavering faith in one's dreams. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind brimming with ideas for the future, Emma knew that the journey was far from over. But with her friends by her side and the community's support, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, confident that Hope and Hearth would continue to be a beacon of hope and creativity for years to come.
And this brings us to the end of today's story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share it with someone who might also be touched or inspired by this narrative. I love reading your comments. Each message is a gift and a true motivation for us to keep bringing you stories that touch the heart and help us grow as individuals. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so and activate the notification bell to never miss any of our upcoming stories. That way, you'll always stay connected to the reflections and messages we prepare with so much care. Thank you so much for being with us. See you in the next story, and may God bless you.